Hey there, and welcome to episode 9 of Cast Reflects. I am your host Josh, and I am joined as always by Connell Luke the Truth Jennings.
Hello.
How are you doing, mate? Okay?
I'm doing well. You?
Yeah, I'm alright. Yeah, not too bad. What have you been up to?
Well, big weekend this weekend. Sunny in Brighton. It was lovely.
Nice.
Went and watched Whitehawk in their playoff game on Friday to get a promotion. They won. Pitch invasion at the end.
Whitehawk, so what? I'm assuming a football team.
Yeah, I think they got promoted into one of the Isthmian leagues. So not like pro level football.
Is that semi-pro then? Isthmian? What is Isthmian?
I don't know. Let's Google it.
I've never actually, because I see Isthmian leagues pop up when in the tables and stuff, but I never actually think to look at it because it's obviously just like local, like really, really local teams. So I've never really know what they are.
Isthmian League is a regional football league covering Greater London, East and South East England, featuring mostly semi-professional clubs. Mostly semi-professional.
Right. Okay. Oh, cool. So they that was the big. What was that, Friday then?
That was Friday. Yeah, it was good fun.
They got promoted, and there was a pitch invasion.
And there was a guy there with a World War II air siren.
You sent me the video of this. So why did he bring an air raid siren?
Yeah.
Like for when the Blitz was happening.
Yeah.
What was he doing with that?
Every time that there was a corner in the opponent's half or a free kick or anything, he would just set it off. And he'd just be winding it up again.
Oh, it's like a proper mechanical one then that you just
Yeah. But it's like, what? That's against the rules, surely.
Yeah, especially like non-league football as well. Like,
and all of the girls we were with got their bags searched on the way in.
Right.
So they just let him walk in with that. It was like the size of an arm. He's not like he could hide it.
How is he getting away with that? Obviously, he was getting away with it because he was doing it for the old game as well. So they didn't even go. They didn't even go. That's mental. Get that off him.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, just crack on. Was it at home?
That's funny. Yeah.
Oh, they were at home. Yeah. I'd be fuming if I was the away team there. I'd be like, why are you letting this mental case?
It was Hythe.
Hythe.
Yeah. Oh, that was the away team.
Hythe.
Yeah.
The old Hythe Ferry.
Too late, you've missed it.
Hythe Ferry, hurry up. That's mental, that story. I have to tell that one day.
Yeah, that's a bonus episode story.
That is. Have you, what have you been playing?
I've been playing quite a new game recently. Came out on the 7th of April, 2023. So it's only, we're talking a matter of weeks old still at this point.
Still relevant, mate. Still relevant.
Yeah. It's by Turquoise Revival Games. It's called Oxygen. And it's a post-apocalyptic survival city builder.
Right. Okay.
So you start the game and you have 20 people, 20 little civilians.
Yeah.
And you've got to build them housing, and then you've got an oxygen center, and that generates you oxygen. You've got to run that at the start. You've got to run it with coal. So you need to mine for coal and stuff. And then obviously you need food to keep everyone alive. So you set up fishing huts, and it's like a balance of keeping everyone alive and progressing to the next stage. And then eventually you get a research center, and you can unlock, wind turbines or solar panels to create energy in different ways to get the oxygen.
Right. Okay.
So then you can start to grow quicker, and you can plant trees, and they create these cool little biome dome things around them that are just self-sustaining oxygen tents, essentially.
Oh, nice. So it's just all about balancing the oxygen, as the game title suggests. Then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's and it's quite fun. It's one of those games that's quite hard to put down. Yeah, I think, like you said before, with most city builders, there's no stopping point, and every so often there will be a drought, or all the water will freeze over, or there'll be winds that come that are toxic, so people can't leave their tents. So then you have to hoard your food and stuff for those points so you can get through them.
So that hinders your progress, does it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's quite a cool way of just not making it too easy, where you just get to the point where you just kind of storm through, and then
catches you out sometimes. Like if you get a big drought coming and you haven't got enough food, it's like starts
Yeah.
to get a bit sweaty towards the end of the drought, whether
Yeah, yeah,
people are going to
yeah.
start dying off.
Oh, nice, nice. So it's kind of like it's on the edge. It's not as straightforward as just like building a city. It's like a sim
Yeah,
survival thing as well.
yeah.
Nice. That sounds cool, man. So where did you get that then?
It was on sale from release. It was like a release sale on Steam,
Yeah,
and I just saw it in there on the specials, and it just looked like a game that I'd quite enjoy. And
yeah.
got it. It was like a tenner, I think, when I got it.
Oh, wicked. That sounds well good, man. Yeah, I think we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? How city sim builders are, yeah. When you're in the right frame of mind for them, they're really hard to not play.
Yeah,
Like it's even when you've got other games to play as well. It's one of those things that I just can't stop thinking about my little town that I need to look after, things like that.
yeah. We've got a canning station to man, you know, to can all of those fish, so you can get more portions out of it, and it can last longer.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been playing. I know it's not exactly new, but it came to PlayStation Plus last month. Ghostwire Tokyo. You
Oh, mate, I've been
familiar
wanting
with
to
that?
try that.
It's just gone on Game Pass as well. But I've been playing it on PlayStation, and yeah, it's really good, man. It's really good. It's absolutely mental. Like the story's mental, but the actual gameplay is really really good. It's like like really supernatural, set in Tokyo, obviously, and like the whole it's Shibuya.
Nice. Oh, I was there. Been there
You
recently.
were there recently, yeah, yeah,
Oh, mate,
yeah.
I have to play that then.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's literally it's in Shibuya, and it's like open world first person, kind of like it's a bit stealthy and a bit RPG like with its mechanics. You just have these abilities, and you can like use like spirit energy to as your weapon to like shoot these like freaky like ghosts basically.
Yeah, little demon
Um,
things.
but yeah, the story's mental. I've got no idea what's going on in it yet, but yeah, it's really. I've only played it for about 2 or 3 hours, but it's really good. The gameplay's really really solid in it. The only thing is the analogs, like the aiming's a bit weird. I had to really muck about with the settings on the analog because loads of games do this now, where they have so many different settings for your sensitivity
Yeah,
and your analog sticks. Like you meant back in the day, it was just you just turn the sensitivity up and down, and that was it.
yeah.
Now you've got like dead zones and like like these little tiny minutiae of like changes you can make,
Do you
especially
think
in
that's
competitive
because,
games.
like, yeah, I was gonna say competitive games, it's driving them to be more like specific with it to keep up with PC like esports and stuff.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it's just whittling it down to even finer margins, isn't it? Of
Yeah,
how you want your analog stick to feel. But yeah, I had to have a big muck about with that before I've got comfortable, and I think almost like the choice of that made it worse. Whereas if it just had sensitivity, I
yeah.
would have just played it and got used to it. But yeah, it's really good. Really having a good time with it.
Sometimes you can have too much choice.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes less is more. Main topic then this week. There's this game coming out called Unrecord,
Yes.
and it's like a photorealistic body cam first person shooter made in
Yeah.
Unreal 5.
Can I
And go
just
on.
say as well, a little gripe of mine
Yeah.
is calling it photorealistic
Right. Okay.
because
Go
that's
on.
like a moving target as well. Do you know what I mean? Like photos have gotten better over time, and
Yeah.
it's not trying to imitate a photo's quality. It's trying to imitate real life's quality. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
why
No.
it annoys me
Is it
that it
just one of
does.
your little bugbears?
Yeah, it should be called like hyper realistic or something.
Yeah. 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 No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It's more of a like throwaway comment, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well, not throwaway comment, but it's an
I'm being
easy
pedantic.
label to give something that's, yeah, like you said, like is more hyper realistic. If we're being pedantic.
Yeah,
So yeah, there was a gameplay trailer or well, it wasn't a trailer, but it was more, just like a vertical slice of gameplay that was released by one of the devs on Twitter. I should say actually, it's developed by a studio called Drama. It's self-published as well. But one of the developers released a gameplay snippet the
Yeah.
other day, and it picked up quite a bit of traction, like for its controversy, I think.
Yeah.
So a lot of people in the comments were saying it's too realistic in terms of,
Yeah.
because like, just to start, it is insane looking.
It does, yeah. It does look mad.
There's
It's like
only
jarringly realistic.
Yeah, and because it is a body cam, it's got even that bigger feel of realism, hasn't it? Because it's not, the gun's still on the screen obviously, but the way the gun moves, and his movements when he's running and things like that, it does make it feel like GoPro footage essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it picked up quite a lot of controversial traction on its Twitter, and I just wanted to chat maybe about how, like, is there going to get a point where video games are just too realistic, where, like, visually, where you just go, oh, I don't actually know if I'm comfortable playing this because of reason A, B, and C, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So this sort of game,
Yeah. Go on.
no, I was going to say this sort of game, it's you play as a police officer, and it's supposed to be like a sort of crime noir like story, which sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Like, because I really like those sorts of games anyway. But is it just crossing that line where it's like some people aren't going to find it comfortable, and is
Yeah.
that going to alienate a specific audience by doing that? Because, or do you think it's just like, wow, just get on with it kind of thing?
Yeah. I think it is not, this isn't something new for video games. Although this very specific situation is something new for video games in that it's photorealistic, right? But this is the same argument that we've had in video games many a times.
Yeah,
With video games being banned for being too violent or too graphic and things like
yeah,
that. It's the same argument. It's just because it's so realistic now. Is it more graphic? Is the violence more real to you? And I think the actual answer, right, is it's inevitable that it's going that way.
exactly.
This is the first one to cause this reaction. And actually, to be honest, it's probably exactly what they were going for.
Yeah, well, just
You
going
know,
for that kind of shock
well,
fucking is just really.
they knew that this was gonna, cause a stir. So it's a good way for them to generate hype. And tinfoil hat wearing me, this could be even better, an offshoot that Epic have just opened up a new branch. And they've just done this to advertise Unreal Engine 5. Do you know what I mean? Like, this game will never come out. It's not even a game. They've just done it to advertise the engine.
Yeah.
But
What
no,
I
I don't actually think that,
No,
but
I know.
that would be genius. But yeah, I don't know. It's the same argument, right? Video games have been banned throughout history in different regions. And I think what we'll see is this will just face the same restrictions in each region that already exist in video games do. And to be honest, if you look through history, most of them get overturned a few years later because everyone's caught up with it, caught up with
Yeah.
the times, and it's become normalized. I mean, we could look at some of the banned games, and some of them are mad. Like, some of them are jokes.
Or in different countries as well, isn't there? There's loads that have bans in specific countries for
Yeah.
specific reasons, isn't there? Yeah.
Fallout 3 was banned in Germany
Right.
until it came out in 2009. It was banned in Germany for violent content until 2016.
That is mental.
It's crazy. And like, a Manhunt's probably the big obvious one that was,
Yeah.
banned way back when for being too graphic, too violent and disgusting.
Yeah, but like you said, video games have been violent for basically like since the late 80s, I'd say. Like, to the point where I think it started to gain traction with like parents and things like that,
Yeah.
where they would start going, "You can't play this; it's too violent," and then you get the mentalists that say, "Oh, the reason we have so much gun crime in America is because of video games." It's like,
Yeah.
just
It's
don't be
not.
ridiculous. It's just don't be ridiculous. But yeah, like Mortal Kombat in like the early 90s.
Yeah,
Do
it's a
you know what I
great
mean?
example.
It's like you literally like,
Even more recently, some of the new ones got it when they came out, because 'cause
yeah,
they're, like, super graphic now
yeah,
when you do those
exactly.
special
Uh,
moves and you, like, rip people in half.
But this is the thing, because I think because it's because it's unrealistic, someone two people fighting and someone like,
Ripping their spine out.
freezing their skull from the inside out and their eyes popping out and rolling along the floor into a little pit of lava in Unreal Engine 5. I don't think people are going to kick off about that because it's
No.
like, oh, it's Mortal Kombat, innit? It's just mental. But this, where it's that fine line where it's like just close, it's close enough to real life where people kick off about it.
Yeah, Carmageddon's a good example. That was banned in the UK, and
Yeah.
they then changed it so it wasn't humans that you run over, and it was zombies, and then it got released.
Yeah.
And it's like, the change is minimal.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But then suddenly people are like, oh, it's fine now because it's zombies. And it's like, well, like if you play Grand Theft Auto, you can literally go and
Exactly.
beat a fucking prostitute up with a dildo. Like you can literally do that. It's fucking mental.
Yeah, exactly. So I think things like Unrecord, right, and these games that are going to come out that are more hyper realistic are going to face those things, especially the early adopters. They're the
Yeah.
ones that they'll take the bullet for the other games that follow, and then a few years down the line, oh, it will be released, and it'll be, oh yeah, that was that game that got banned ages ago, but it's just fine now because there's like 50 games that have come out like it since.
I think also as well, you'll get these accessibility options that games do where they just say, this game's really realistic. It's quite
Yeah,
violent. If you want to make the blood green or whatever, or
yeah.
if you want to turn the humans into zombies, you can. Weirdly though, like it's like when we were playing
I was
Grounded,
just thinking
and
that.
you can make the spiders like, I don't know what you can. I can't remember what you can turn them
Yeah, I
into.
can't remember. It's something stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, but and that game hit me right up. But that's a good accessibility option. I think you might even get to a point where you have like an accessibility option on a game where it just makes it less realistic. Do you know what I mean? Where you have a like you have a performance mode, a high quality mode, and then you just have like a not so realistic mode where it's not as intense in its visuals.
That's exactly what Grounded just does. So I've just looked it up.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. It says a lot about arachnophobia and what actually is scary about spiders as well. Because there's 5 levels of arachnophobia mode.
Oh, really?
Like level 1 is just the spider. Level 2, no legs.
Right.
Level 3, no legs, no teeth.
The
Level
teeth.
4,
The teeth.
level 4.
I am not noticing the teeth.
Yeah. Level 4 is basically just 2 circles, but the same color as the spider. And level 5 is just 2 white circles. It looks like a marshmallow.
But I like that though. Do you know what I mean? I like that they've gone the extra mile there to put that accessibility
Yeah,
option
it's
in,
good. It's a nice touch.
and that is definitely more. I think I do think Naughty Dog did pioneer a lot of that. Definitely in the Uncharted games as well, and The Last of Us,
Yeah.
making stuff accessible, especially for like disabled gamers and stuff like that. But to bring it back around before we go on an absolute tangent, yeah, I think it's interesting, man, because I agree with you. I think I don't think it will have a massive impact really, but does it risk alienating like a percentage of your potential audience by making it too realistic? Like,
I don't think so. I think, if anything, it's more of a the more attention, the better situation. I think what they'll struggle with is getting it past like certification and stuff.
yeah, yeah,
But in terms of like public opinion, I think the more people outrage it, the more outrage there is, the more attention there is on it. Like GTA, man. There's always
yeah,
people who rally against GTA when it comes out.
yeah. That's true. That's really
Um,
true.
but the thing I would say actually about Unrecord as well is, for me, looking at that, my actual concern is that game never actually being created more, because that's obviously, you see games get announced and that's essentially a vertical slice of the game, right? It's
Mm.
there's so much to do to create a full game that looks like that.
Yeah.
That's a really big undertaking, and this isn't a super studio AAA big, do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
I
yeah, of
think
course,
there's a
yeah.
big task at hand here, and actually, obviously, I'd love to see this come to fruition, but at the moment, I have my doubts. It's a small amount of gameplay that we've seen, and it's an enormous task. That's my biggest concern, I think.
Yeah, I agree, I agree. Like, I would play it, because I think I
100%.
think it I think despite its visual fidelity and how realistic it looks, I think it looks like a pretty interesting take on a first person shooter anyway. Like,
Yeah.
just mechanically and perspective. Also, narratively, it sounds like something I'd quite enjoy anyway. But I agree. Like, is it just too? Is it too much? Will it be one of those games that comes out and it's like 4 hours long and it's half finished and it's rushed out and
Yeah, that's what I mean. Are they taking like too big a bite to handle?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally agree. I think one side of it, I would love to see video games get really, really, like, basically as realistic as possible, so it feels like you're just playing a video.
Mm.
Is horror games, personally.
Oh,
Yeah.
mate, no. That's like the last one I want.
But that's exactly why I'm playing it. I'm playing it to get scared, and not this isn't necessarily true, but making it more realistic is going to make it scarier
Yeah,
by just virtue of what you're seeing.
yeah.
There's a game actually coming out called Paranormal Tales, which is, yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like, but that's made in Unreal Engine 5 as well, and it's like a first person
Nice.
bit of a walking sim, where you just got your flashlight and you can run and hide and things like that. And that weird, that just looks right up my street, mate.
Yeah.
Like, headphones on, playing that, hyper realistic.
There is already a segment in games that do that as well. Like the simulator games. Microsoft Flight Simulators looks crazy.
I was gonna say, actually, this and like Forza and basically a lot
Yeah.
of the
Yeah, racing
simulators.
games actually. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Gran Turismo looks mental. Like, it looks
Yeah.
so realistic. And you're right, like, Microsoft Flight Simulator would be is one of those where
Yeah.
there's obviously not a lot of rendering that goes on outside of, like, the cockpit.
Mm. Light on animation work as well, those sorts of things.
Yeah, obviously, like, because you're not. Well, no, they probably do render the whole plane, but it's, yeah, you can understand, like, how they partition their, like, resources and make it
Yeah.
look so beautiful. What other games do you reckon would benefit from being, like, ultra realistic?
Well, that's sort of what I was about to say as well. Is actually, I think animation's quite a good sticking point here, because I think, like has historically been said about like CGI and stuff, right? And there's that uncanny valley when you can someone's face just isn't quite right, and you can't tell
Yeah,
what it is, but it's not right. I think animation has that a little bit, and as we get into like hyper realistic games that look incredible, it's the animation that always throws it for me a little bit.
yeah,
So I think we're still some way off. And again, that's like another challenge for Unrecord. Like, it looks amazing, and the animation in the trailer is incredible. But some of the bodies when they fall and stuff, it
yeah,
does
yeah,
look
yeah.
slightly off, and you can just tell. So I think a lot of games would struggle to be hyper realistic, especially active, busy games.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Especially when you're limited to the resources that you have, like, for that console, or whether it's a supercomputer at the time. That's going to
Mm,
get easier the later the consoles come out. The newer they are, the more powerful they are. But then it kind of ebbs and flows, doesn't it? Because a new console comes out, and then it takes like the whole generation for you to extract every nugget of power out of it,
yeah,
to the point where, like you said, you can start doing the animations as well as the visuals. But that used to be a thing with older games, like lip sync just used to be such a problem. Do you know what I mean? Lip syncing, like it was one of those things
Yeah, yeah.
where you play Red Dead or GTA or something or whatever game it was, Crisis, and it was like look at the graphics, man, and it's like yeah, but that guy is just going like duh, he's talking, he's like
Or
saying
his mouth's
full
just not
words.
moving at all.
Yeah, I mean, like From Software games, they just like fucking sack it off, mate.
Yeah.
Get rid of the lip sync. They
Not
literally just
in Elden Ring.
nah, but they literally just go like, up and down, up and down. It's
I
like,
think in Demon Souls they're quite good, but that's not from Soft, is it? I suppose.
nah.
Is it Blue Point? Blue
Yeah,
Point. Yeah. They put a shift in. Lazy Miyazaki couldn't be bothered.
They picked up the slack, mate. They picked up the slack. But yeah, like lip sync was a big one, and then that got sorted out. So yeah, it'll happen. But yeah, just thought that was quite an interesting point to have a little chat about.
Yeah, it's good. I like that.
Right, Reflect Selects this week.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot coming out.
Tell them what it is.
Not a lot coming out, but I'll explain. Because I'll tell you what, I wouldn't release my game this weekend. Now, Reflect Selects this week is going to go to little indie title coming out on the Nintendo Switch called Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It's out on 12th of May, developed by Nintendo. They've done Super Mario, Metroid, Mario Kart, Kirby. You had a Kirby before. And apparently there's loads of Zeldas that they've done before. This is like the 15th one or something. Nah, in all seriousness, there is actually not it's actually not a lot coming out this week. And if you've listened so far to the show, you'll know that I love Zelda. So I had to pick it. Because it's my most anticipated game.
Out of all the games you've chosen so far, I think this one is most needs the push from you. It's the one that needs your shout out.
If any game needed more publicity, it's Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Now, obviously, I'm really really excited for this. It's out on a Friday. I am gonna probably just play it for the rest of the year. I would have thought so. That's probably all the podcast will be for the rest of the year.
Yeah, just prepare for a lot of Zelda chat.
Yeah, I think the week after will be very heavy with Zelda chat from my side anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll abstain. I'll be the shield that blocks all of these becoming just a Zelda podcast.
Well, likewise with XCOM, mate. I'll have to.
Yeah, exactly. I'll block your Zelda chat with XCOM chat.
We'll just go around in a circle with a little dashing of company heroes in there. So yeah, not really much to say on that. Obviously, anyone listening, if you're not aware of this game, then I'd have a look into it because it's gonna be a 10 out of 10. Let me tell you.
It probably will be.
Yeah, it will be. I'm feeling it.
Literally.
I'm feeling it. I think it's gonna be pretty good. But yeah, that's out on the 12th of May. Don't really need to say any more about that. I didn't even write any thoughts on it in my notes. I just literally put I can just freestyle it this week.
Yeah, it just looks really good.
Yeah.
Just looks exactly what you want after Breath of the Wild, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people were worried it was going to be. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, it just looks like DLC," and the last trailer just came out and just basically went, "Yeah,
shut
up, mate." So do not fuck with the big boys, mate. It looks brilliant. It just looks like a lot more of the same world, but loads of added extras, like a whole new map essentially on top of the map of Hyrule, and loads of like mad new abilities.
Yeah, the new abilities look the best.
Yeah,
they're really cool.
It just looks like it almost looks a bit sandboxy in a way. I just hope they add proper dungeons in, and then I'll be really really happy with it. I'll be really happy with it anyway. But that's just me being picky. But yeah, that is this week's Reflect Selects. What have you got coming out on the channel this week?
Well. It is the big finale for Sniper Elite 5.
Oh, it's finally happened.
We've reached the end of our journey. It's called taking down Kraken and taking out Moller.
Right. Was this a submarine one?
Yes, it's the final submarine one. They're like one where you actually take out the submarine base, Kraken base.
It's in the like town, isn't it, at the start?
Yeah.
And you go and you're sleuthing through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And sleuthing. Not exactly what we were doing.
Yeah. Trying to sleuth. And just absolutely fucking it up.
Yeah, and then also it contains the final mission as well in that video. Double whammy, but obviously anyone who's completed that will know exactly why that is.
Yeah, that was really fun to play all that through. I had an absolute blast playing that. Even though we were pretty well, we did try and be good at it. It's quite hard to be. It's quite hard to coordinate, isn't it? I'd say at times.
There's 9 episodes in the series, and I reckon we did well in 4 of them.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
That's just under half.
We started bad, we ended bad, but we had a good section in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really, really good fun. I wouldn't play it on my own, I don't think.
No.
I think I'd find it quite samey, like just playing it on my own. And the levels are very big, aren't they? Like the actual maps are large, like very large. But playing it together,
it's fun co-op.
Yeah, it was really fun, and I think adding that like sniper Jaeger mechanic in was well good because it just added that little bit of like tension.
Yeah. It's almost like a boss getting dropped in at a random point in the level.
Yeah,
obviously, depending on how good the player is, but
and you can be doing really well, and then it's like sniper Jaeger's invaded. Then it's like,
and it's just someone who's been playing the game for 150 hours, and he's got like the best sniper rifle,
the best sniper, the best camo,
the skin that's like you get for slaying 500 people.
Yeah. And he's just like, I know exactly where you are, mate. You're just coming to me, and I'm just gonna snipe you out when you're not expecting it.
And it doesn't help that I just do things like Sniper Jaegers arrives, and I try and take a shortcut and fall off a ledge and just turn half of my health bar into dust.
And then Sniper Jaeger just shoots you in the toe, and it just takes the rest of your health off. It's just ridiculous. Oh, that's that was really good fun. That what are we playing next?
Whoa, a little sneak preview of what's to come. To be honest, video wise, it's probably a while off. Because you'll know, or you'll probably realise if you listen to the podcast enough, you're soon to see a few Ultimate Chicken Horse videos come out, and we did the episode on the podcast for that a while ago, so it takes me a bit longer to edit and film, but I think we're going to do A Way Out, which will be good fun. Get another little co-op.
Yeah, a little co-op adventure.
Yeah.
That the little sneak preview to the podcast listeners of our next co-op series.
Get a little something special.
And that's on Loot the Truth on YouTube.
Indeed.
Nice one. Well, I think that'll do us this week. Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks Connor for joining again.
Thank you.
We'll see you all in episode 10, the Big 10.
The Big 10.
Double figures next week.
What are we doing? Celebrating? Drunk episode.
10th anniversary.
See you all there.
Yeah, have a good one.